2020 has come to an end, and good riddance. But let's still take a look at some of the best, or my favorite, releases of this year, because despite it being an awful year in many ways, there were still some great things to look forward to. Well, Junji Ito has been on a roll these past few years here in the West. His newfound popularity has helped him tremendously, as he has had 5 manga releases in 2020. Yes, most of them are just older stories being released here for the first time, but that's besides the point. We got Frankenstein, Remina, No Longer Human, the compilation of Venus in the Blind Spot, and an art book, Twisted Visions. Besides all of that, Hot Topic has been killing it with all sorts of merchandise, and Crunchyroll as well. He even had a Misfits collaboration. 2020 was definitely Junji Ito's year, and his star will only continue to shine brightly into 2021. Speaking of Hot Topic, fellow artist Shintaro Kago has some shirts available there too. His art is, well, very abstract and weird. I like to call it tongue-in-cheek Ero Guro. He's a surrealist for sure. He's constantly posting his art on Instagram, so I recommend checking that out. But when it comes to his manga releases, well, we saw Volume 2 for Dementia 21 this year. It's a satirical, yet very dark comedy. I guess you could categorize his style as body horror at times, because moments like this would certainly make Cronenberg proud. It's a fun read though. It's a collection of stories, some better than others, but the absurdity runs rampant throughout. It's something I'd love to see in anime form. I think adapting his works could make him the next Satoshi Kon. Perhaps not as accessible, but all parts weird. So when will Maruo Suehiro get the Hot Topic treatment? His popularity sort of grew out of nowhere this year, due in part to false Soundhill rumors back in the summer, but mainly because of this random TikTok video mentioning the Shojo Tsubaki movie. And, well, wow. Maybe this will help him get the attention he deserves over here, and maybe we'll get some officially released English copies of his works as well, or at least some shirts. For now, Super Unofficial does a great job at that. So cult favorites, and not that well known yet, Usamara Furuya has released a manga this year as well, Lunatic Circus. It's an ongoing series, and it's interesting. It's about circus life. Now, I know he isn't strictly horror, but I love to see something similar to Lychee Light Club again. Then again, it is just beginning, so I have to let it breathe a little before being critical. I have to say though that my favorite ongoing manga for 2020 has definitely been Oshimi's Blood on the Tracks. It's so unique and different than what you'd come to expect. Not just the art style, but the story itself. In a lot of ways it reminds me of a Korean thriller movie that's full of drama and uncomfortable situations, but that's really what keeps you engaged. Not for a second was I ever bored with this one, and I really would like to see what happens next. So what else came out in 2020? It looks like Berserk is still going at it. You know that's been around since the 80s? Is Guts still fighting ghost pirates? I don't know. Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, My Hero. I don't read any of those. Am I missing out? I shouldn't say that I'm not a fan of these types of manga, but honestly, I love Kenshin and Yu Yu Hakusho. Maybe I'm just older and stuff like that doesn't appeal to me anymore. But then again, I could go back to that 80s and 90s stuff anytime. So, I don't know. That's not to say I haven't enjoyed any recent Shonen Jump series though. Chainsaw Man is a relatively new one that finished this year, but man, it's pretty gory. I didn't think Jump got this violent, but it's pretty wacky, just the way I like it. Tatsuki Fujimoto is onto something with this, and his animation style is great too. It's a story of a part-time devil hunter. There's a lot of unique character designs, and it's just a different kind of experience. I like it. Jujutsu Kaisen. This is something on my radar. I'll probably start reading that eventually. Toilet Bound Hanoko looks different, and I do like different. I'm also a sucker for this type of aesthetic. So which manga stood out the most for you this year? I'm sure this pandemic has pushed a lot of releases into the next year, so let's look forward to those in the future.